What's up, guys? In this video I'm going to go through 10 tips on buying and selling virtual real estate in Decentraland. I've been buying and selling land for profit, flipping land as they say, virtual land, on Decentraland for the past 3 to 5 months, and I've been really profitable, and it's been working out really well for me and many others in the Discord chats or among the Decentraland community. I wanted to go through 10 tips because there's a lot of new investors coming in, and most of them, because at the end of the day, Decentraland is, a project on the blockchain, and it has its own cryptocurrency, and anyone in the cryptocurrency um, world is in it to make money. So a lot of the new investors, the new users of Decentraland come in to make money. A lot of them would flip land if they could. So I'm going to go through just a really quick kind of 10 tips on 10 tips that will help you along this venture if this is what you want to do. So the first one gets overlooked a lot. It's one of my golden tips is to buy your land cheap and sell the land cheap, right? So a lot of people, they'll go around different lands, especially if you're a new investor, and they'll evaluate the price or the opportunity of a parcel or land based on its surrounding land. So, for example, let's just say that we want a land that's connected to one of these four main roads. Okay, it's going to be probably a very high traffic area. This is the center of Decentraland map. So anything in this area is expected to have high traffic. Of course, anything along the roads is expected to have a lot more traffic than anything off the road. So let's say we want to make a decent amount of profit on one land. So we're going to try and look for land parcels along this land. You can see the price is 150,000, 158,000. What's this one? 550, 390. What else we got? 101, 150. 150. Okay, so the cheapest one there is 101,000. Now, the inexperienced investor, a lot of people will come in and be like, hey, that's actually pretty cheap compared to its surroundings. I should be able to buy this for 101,000 and sell this for 150,000 mana, because the next one is 150,000 mana. Or I could buy this for 101 and maybe just add 20,000 to it and sell it for 120,000 mana. Now it's not a bad mentality to have, but what you want to do is actually buy this parcel lower than the lowest one available at all. So we'll just pretend that the lowest one in any of these four roads, plus minus 20 parcels north or west, is 101,000. So you want to try and buy a parcel that's in this area, and I have bought one for 65,000 mana. That's what I bought it for. So that once you list your land, you're not competing with any of these. Actually, you're like the best deal out of all of them by far. You're buying it for a bargain price, because who wouldn't buy a land in this area for 65,000 mana? Once you've done your research, you'll see that a lot of the lands here actually sell for between 50 to 150,000 mana. They've sold for. The recent one that I've sold for was 90,000 mana or 88,000 mana. So anything for 50 to 60,000 is a steal, because say you want to make quick profit, you can add 30,000 mana to that, sell it for 80,000 mana within the next week, because it's still a bargain. So the golden rule for me is always to buy at a bargain price and sell at a bargain price. People, when you're selling, you don't want to just list it and be like, oh, it's a fair price, so it should sell. You want it to be a really good price for the buyer. You got to think in terms of a buyer. When they see your parcel selling at your land, selling at your price, you want them to jump on the opportunity, because if they're waiting and there's better deals around, and it's not a good deal for them, they're not going to buy it. So yeah, the one of the really top rules for me is to buy cheap and sell cheap. Obviously, to buy cheap, it takes a bit of experience in knowing where you can find land parcels that cheap. Sometimes you'll be lucky to find them on the marketplace. Other times you'll have to hunt for them. Okay. So the second tip is the best deals. So this one connects with the first tip. The best deals are private deals. Okay. Private deals are not the deals that are made off the marketplace. So they're not on the marketplace, meaning that you can't buy these parcels on the marketplace. Okay, you'll find people in the general chat. If you go to land trading or general, you'll find people consistently showing their parcels and saying that it's for sale. So PM me, private message me if you want to buy it. And if you scroll up here, you can see that this user here is selling these 9 lands. So they say, let me know if you want me to PM you as well, because I PM someone else to buy their land. So this guy, he's selling these 9 lands. Bitcoin Pi has been around for a long time. This guy's selling these 4 lands. This person's selling this land. There's a ton of people selling land. So these guys, they have it on the marketplace most of the time. So this one is on the marketplace. But many times, if you message them, you can be like, oh, hey, man, I'm happy. Let's pretend this is listed for 500,000 mana and you want to buy it. So you can private message him and be like, oh, hey, man, I'll buy it right now off you for 150,000 mana. Okay. And at least he has an offer. So if it doesn't sell on the marketplace for a few days, he can come back to you and be like, all right, man, I'll take your deal. So he can list it on the marketplace for 150,000 mana, which is a bit risky because if someone else finds it and it's a good deal, they may jump on it before you. So you may actually lose that deal, even though his intention was to sell it to you. Or you can transfer him 150,000 mana directly. Usually I don't transfer that much mana. Okay, usually I go for smaller plots. So I'll be transferring 5 or 10,000 mana at a time, and they will be transferring their land once they receive their mana. So it's kind of a private deal. It's also pretty risky because you could get scammed. But I've done like 20 to 30 deals this way, and I haven't been scammed a single time. I've been close to getting scammed, but you can usually pick that up. I usually do deals with people that are trusted by the community because they've done deals in the past. Okay, so yeah, whether it's Discord or Telegram, search the chats for people that are consistently trying to sell their land. Once you have the contact details, at least you can send them a private offer and go from there. That's a really big way on how I find a lot of my good deals. Third tip is you need money to make money. A lot of times I see people coming in here, new investors, saying, hey guys, I'll buy any land off you for 1,000 mana. I'll buy any land off you for 2,000 mana. It's a very hopeful thing to do because at the end of the day, these people know that worst case scenario, they can list it on the marketplace and probably get 5,000 mana in, straight away. So if you're in there trying to hustle them a bit too low, you're never going to get a deal. Sometimes you get people here trying to sell for another crypto collectible like a card or an Ethereum or something, where people here, they may do that, but if you're trying to find a deal that's like just good for you, because remember, a deal, when a transaction happens, it has to be good for both parties. The seller has to feel like he made a good deal. The buyer also has to feel like he's made a good deal. So if you're offering something in exchange for a land and it's not of value, then the other person will know it's not of value. If you're trying to sell a land, a collectible that you purchased for $50 and you're trying to sell it for a land, and everyone can search what that crypto collectible is, whether it's a card or a crypto punk or whatever it is these days, they know what the value of that is. And a lot of the times they're not going to make that deal. So yes, you can kind of bargain it to that point, but you're not going to get a deal if you don't kind of lift your kind of price a little bit and meet in the middle a little bit. You have to walk away happy and they have to walk away happy, right? So there's some deals where I've missed out because I just bargained way too hard, way too low, and I could have gone a little bit higher and made the deal and made like 50 to 60,000 mana profit off that, but I didn't. And I kick myself sometimes because these all add up. This is all money that could have been made, and I was just stingy and I just stuck to my small offer. So at the end of the day, if you know that you can buy this land for 50,000, if you know that you can sell this land for 100,000 mana, and there's someone trying to sell it for 120,000 mana, and you're trying to bargain it for 50,000 mana, and he's not doing that, he's happy to take, say, 60 to 70. At some point, you have to come up and meet in the middle. Say, offer 55 or 56. Try and come somewhere up the top. Don't stick to your. It does work sometimes, but try and meet in the middle sometimes, or else you lose the deal. Buy in bulk. Okay, bulk. That's tip number 4. Buying in bulk is a great strategy. One really cool thing that I do pretty often is say that I'm interested in, say, this this parcel. Okay, let me go to like the cheaper parcels because everyone's gonna get freaked out because I don't usually deal with properties over 100,000 mana, to be honest. So say I want to buy what's a fair price land? Why is land so expensive now? This one's not too bad. So 12,000 mana. Okay. Um, so he's got his email. It's pretty cool. You can contact him and be like, oh hey man, I don't mind buying this land off you for 8,000 mana or 9,000 mana, whatever you want to do. What you can do is click this, and you'll see a big portfolio of all his lands. Um, he's put his contact details. So even if he's put his contact details for just one of the lands, you can kind of email him and be like, hey, I'm happy to buy all of your 10 lands for X amount, right? So say let's just pretend that we're gonna offer him 7 times 10, 70,000 mana for all of these. You could probably sell these for 9,000 mana. You could probably sell these for 8,000 mana, so you can make 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14,000 mana profit if you were to buy these for 70,000 and maybe sell them all at 85,000 mana. You could do that. So, that's a really cool way to buy in bulk, because people, he may sell this one by one, but if you offer him something big like that, he could think about it over 1 or 2 days and be like, oh, you know what, I'm happy to just take the whole 70,000 mana as opposed to waiting for God knows how long for all of these to sell. And in many cases, they'll come back to you, or you can go back to them after 2 to 3 days and be like, hey man, my offer's still there. If not, happy to do 72,000 mana. And as long as you keep in their face and keep active in chasing up where the situation is at, most of the times, eventually you'll make a deal. Okay, number 5, contact details on parcels. We just went through that. Some of these parcels have contact details, some of them don't. This guy happens to have contact details. Does this guy have a contact details? Let's see. It's got 42 parcels. Ooh, wow, 32 spaces. There we go. Bitcoin Pro Exchange. So he has contact details. Some of them don't. You might find a land that doesn't have contact details, but when you go into, like, say, this one doesn't have contact details, right? So you might think that you can't contact this person, but when you check his portfolio, you'll notice that his other parcels do, and then you can email him about these parcels. So again, it's kind of finding opportunities to contact people and hustle the price a bit down in ways, and trying to get a better deal than the market price at the end of the day. That's what you want. Number 6, signs of sellers that need to cash out. Okay. So usually on Discord, again, I've mentioned this before, people post the land they want to sell. Sometimes you'll notice that people keep posting the land that they want to sell. So Robbie's been posting this for, I think, the last 2 weeks. I hope you make a sale, man. But at the end of the day, like, there are some users that have been posting for a while and they just want to get rid of it at the end of the day. So you may be able to just contact him privately, and it's a sign of someone that wants to sell, right? So again, another reason for you to contact them and maybe go a bit harder on the bargaining, because you know that this person wants to sell. Number 7, follow land prices daily. This is a really important one. It's part of the research process. Where are we? It's part of the research process, and at the end of the day, if you want to do this full time or make decent money off it, my mentality is, when I want to make money with something, I've got to do it better than my competitor. So that does require me spending a good amount of time doing these kind of things, and in my mind, I need to be spending more time doing this more intelligently, doing things that bring me ahead, so that I'm beating my competitors at this, because there's other people buying and selling land, right? And you want to get the deals before they can. So what you need to do is make sure you're checking nonfungible.com/ you can go to this URL, or there's also Decentrastats. I have to give these guys credit. I can't recommend only one of them. They're both really good websites, so I have to mention both of them. They both kind of do the same thing. They give you a history of all the lands that are selling in current time. So these are the most recent sales. You can see that today, in the last 24 hours, 25 pieces of land have been sold. That should say the same. Yeah, 24 hours, 25 lands have been sold. The land location, how much it's sold for, and the time it's sold. So 1 hour ago, 4 hours ago, blah, blah, blah. And, make sure you're following this so you get an idea of what parcels are worth. You can see that this one's connected to the road, sold for 12,500. This one's on the north side. It's not connected to any roads, but it's in between, a bit of a locality, sold for 6,800. This one sold in a small pocket on a road. You'll get, like, this is a small screenshot of the whole overall map. I know where every single one of these parts of Decentraland are, but you may not. It takes some time to kind of understand where things are and all that. This road parcel sold for 18,450 because it's more closer to the center. There's 2 roads that it's connected to the one parcel, so it's a bit more expensive. This one's the Center Genesis Plaza, so not that far northeast of it. This land sold for 25,000 mana. It's a freaking good price. Um, and like you'll get an idea of what lands sell for what. So when you see a bargain, you know that you can sell it. You should be able to sell it for a good price. What you can also do is, say you want to know the history of a certain land. I recently sold this one. You can kind of just search that here. And it'll show you the history of the sales that it's made. So 6,000 mana was when it was first purchased in the initial auction done ages ago, sometime in December, I believe. And then after that, I purchased it off this person last month, I think, for 29,000 mana. I sold it a month after I purchased it for 34,500 mana, which was about a week and a half ago. So, I made a bit of profit in between, but you can kind of see the history of a land if you want to figure out what's happened to it. Number 8, no, number 7. Have mana on multiple wallets. Okay. One really important thing is if you do see something on the marketplace that you want to jump on real quick, say you want to buy this land really, really quick and it's selling for 5,000 mana because for some reason it's been listed for 5,000 mana and you want to jump right into it and be like, all right, I want to buy this really quickly. Sometimes when you click the buy button on your MetaMask, it could lag and the transaction might take a bit longer than others. So what I normally do is I have another wallet that's on my mobile phone. It's a Toshi wallet, however you want to pronounce it, and I buy it with that as well. So I'll buy it with MetaMask on my web browser. I'll buy it with Toshi on my mobile phone, and whichever transacts quicker, at least give me 2 shots as opposed to just one. Sometimes this one takes really long and someone buys it before I do. So, it just gives you a competitive edge. Number 8, evaluate land according to sold. We kind of went through that. Don't evaluate land as opposed to what's around it. Like if you want to buy these road parcels, and you're like, okay, let's see, 18,000 mana, 19,000 mana, 12,000 mana, and let's just pretend 12,000 is the cheapest in this area. That doesn't mean that if you want to buy this for 12,000, sell it for 14,000, it's still a good deal. It should sell. You want to evaluate this area as opposed to what has sold previously, right? So go here. You can see that the prices that it's actually sold at: 7,500, 8,300, 8,800, 800. So these are the actual prices that it's sold at, as opposed to what it's listed at. So you want to be trying to buy them at these prices, or ideally even lower than these, because at the end of the day, these are the actual sold prices, right? This is the reality of the situation. What else do we have? Keep an eye on mana value. Okay, so this is tip number 10, which is the last one. Our mana token has been doing extremely well in the last 1 month, as opposed to everything kind of dipping. The last month or so, it's kind of, this yellow line is its BTC value, and you can see that compared to the market, as BTC has been going down, mana has been at least retaining, if not growing in value. The green one is its price in US dollars. It's staying still, kind of going sideways, which is a good sign for me because it shows that even though the market's kind of getting wrecked at the moment, mana is holding on. There's a demand for mana tokens. So one thing you want to keep in mind is that mana sale prices are kind of dependent on mana tokens. The mana token price. So currently, this 10 cents per mana token gives you, if you want to buy a land for say 10,000 mana, that's what the average land is going for. Let's just say that, yeah, that's the average. Then you're looking at what's 10,000 mana times 0.1, $1,000. The cheapest one you can probably get is like 6,000 mana, I believe. So 6,000 times 0.1, or what's it? Sorry, 0.093. 0.093 times 6,000. Cheapest parcel right now is $560 US. Okay, but as mana token rises, so let's just pretend that this goes to 40 cents. We might go to that next month if we're really, really lucky. Then instead of $600 or $560, this person, if he sells it at the same price, he can cash out $2,400 US. Obviously, a lot more valuable for him if he actually needs to cash out fiat. There's a lot of people that need money in their day-to-day activities to pay the bills, to pay off any loans that they have, any debt, to use to live in general. They can't hang on to the land forever, because if they need money, then and this is a pocket of cash for them, they need to be able to withdraw it. So instead of selling it for 6,000 mana, because now that the currency is worth 40 cents each, he might be happy just selling it for 3,000 mana, right? Because instead of $560, he's making $1,200, and he's selling it for half the amount of mana. So there's a few factors in play here when it comes to buying and selling land, because there's a couple of variables as opposed to just one variable, as opposed to buying land in the real world where the US dollar or whatever currency you live in is relatively stable. It doesn't spike up and down 20% like this. So now that we have a currency that actually spikes up and down a little bit, it's different. And you have to keep that in mind, because that's why I kind of, my approach to investing in Decentraland as a whole is actually to accumulate a lot more mana. So I'm happy to sacrifice my lands, or buy and sell land, because I want to increase my mana stack, because I know that this project is freaking awesome. And as more people get into this, more people will invest in it, and Decentraland as a mana token itself will increase. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. As it increases, I'm sure land prices are going to come down, because there's going to be people that are going to list the land for cheaper because they want to cash out. And then as they list for cheaper, people will undercut them, and that's going to drop the prices as opposed to mana, relative to mana. So that's just something to keep in mind, because if you're investing, you make sure that you have that in the back of your mind, because if the mana token does rise to 40 cents, then 10,000 mana for a land parcel is not a good deal anymore. 8,000 mana for a land parcel isn't a good deal anymore, because that's 4,000 US dollars. And by then prices might drop to 4 or 5,000 mana. It does depend, because at the end of the day, like, hypothetically, if this increases to $3, I really can't imagine someone spending $30,000 or 10,000 mana is like a usual price for a land that's connected to a road. I can't imagine people spending 30,000 US dollars for road parcels, or transacting that often. There's going to be it's going to dip in terms of the frequency of transactions, and that the market is going to change. So anyway, just keep that in mind. And that's it. That's 10 tips. There's obviously a lot more tips that I kind of use, but they're the main ones. At the end of the day, practice makes perfect. Keep following nonfungible.com and Decentrastats. It's my staple. Make sure you're following the prices every time something sells. Go check out the area, see what surrounding places have sold for. Just keep your eye on everything. Keep reading the chats. You want to make sure you're consistently going in here, checking out Mana Trading's channel. You're checking out the general channel. You're seeing what people are talking about. What's the upcoming thing? Sometimes our awesome developers, sorry, not developers, the people that have created the project themselves, the project leads, they come in and they chime in. They might drop in a hint or two as to what's coming up. We do know that there is the feature of grouping parcels and selling them as a whole estate is going to be coming up. It's been mentioned a couple of times. So if you know that, at least you know that you can gather these parcels or hold on to them, so that once the feature does come out, you can sell them as bulk, and they might or should sell for a bit more. Anyway, hope you guys have learned something. Good luck on the market.